Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It is Tuesday, January the 17th, the year 2017. TRO Dashboard, new features and enhancements, the SSBO. Now, maybe some of you don't know what the SSBO is. The SSBO is called, it's the acronym for I believe it's the stair step breakout. And there's a few threads around the internet that talk about this method, and it's a pretty solid method. It really is. And somebody came along and wrote an indicator for it, because in the beginning it was something, and he says even before you start using it, you should learn how to do it without an indicator. And basically what it does is it identifies congestion channels, okay, areas of congestion. Basically, price isn't doing much of anything, and so the premise is that, as you can see up here, price wasn't doing anything for a while, and then all of a sudden it did something. So that's what it's based on. So I was looking at it, I was kind of dinking around with it for the past day or two, and I've been looking at it on and off for months actually, because so many different people ask me about it, send me screenshots, talk about it, etc. So I finally looked at the code, stripped away most of the things that are in there that I didn't really need, and I incorporated the main part into the dashboard here. So basically what the dashboard says is, tells me that I'm in a congestion zone, I'm above it, below it, or it's so far or it's been so long since there's been a congestion that we're not even considering it. So that's what this column does here, the SSBO column. So, and you can see right here it says we're in it, and here the yen, we're below the congestion zone. Let's see, the euro AUD, you see it's above it. And so basically it's simple. So if you're an SSBO trader, you can load up all the pairs, and it can tell you which pairs you should be looking at to trade. Now in the future, I'll probably add some more detail to it, like I might give it when it's a threshold. So if it's within 2 pips of the high or the low, that you'll get a special alert here. Or I might even say, how many pips above or below it is. I can put that code in. But I had a heck of a time installing it because of the way it was coded. There's different ways to code. It's not that it was coded poorly. It's just that it was coded for charts and not for dashboards. So I had to go back in there and change a few things. So it took me a little longer than what I would have liked to today, because it was driving me nuts. It's just like, God, I switched the chart and the value switch. Why is that? Well, it was because he has had a little routine that he called, and I didn't change the code in that. And then I say, oh, there's the culprit. And once that happened, I got it down. So it's within about a pip or so of these numbers. I'm not really sure why it's not dead on. Maybe I'll figure that out when I get back in there. But, it's close enough to be profitable. So right here, you would have seen, just a few, let's see, 15, about a half an hour ago or so. Right there, you could have taken that breakout. And that's 75, 84, 85, 10 pips. Not bad. And so that's what I've been working on here. So as I test it, I'll probably release it sometime, either in a update to batch 1, or when batch 2 comes out sometime next month. I believe that's when batch 2 should come out. So anyway, one more column to add. As far as the trading philosophy, once again, this indicator, basically it's telling you to wait for something to happen, which is what we do as traders anyway. We're always waiting for something to happen. Sometimes we rush into things. Not sure why. It's probably fear of missing out. I know that's probably why I do it. Probably need to stop doing it. But anyway, that's and as you can see here, we got a nice little breakout there. And that's the power of it. But back to the philosophy about the waiting. You just have to learn how to do it. I mean, maybe there's something in your environment that causes you not to wait. I mean, you can literally, it's like, I'll leave the room, put a timer on. Okay, I can come back 1 minute after the hour. That way I don't rush into trades. Because I think I showed you there were some horrific trades. What was it, last week or something? It was just like, oh, I got to stop that. So I've slowed down this week. I think I'm only up 1% for the week, and usually I'm up 1% for the day. But okay, it's only Tuesday, so averaging 0.5% a day. But I just figured, I better cut this nonsense out before it bites me. So that's just something that you can think about. Now, one of the other things you can do along with this, you can put on the dreaded 3-level ZZ indicator. And you can see here, it's pretty much tells you, hey, you might want to think about exiting that trade, taking some profit off the table. And you can see here it signals. And there it's like, okay, you get one of these on the inside, then you can take the breakout. You see right there is another little profitable breakout. But other than that, don't really need much. You could throw some pivot lines in there if you wanted to, but I don't really think they would add much to the equation. And maybe you don't even really need these, but I like to have them sometimes just as a reminder, telling me don't get so greedy, because sometimes greed kills. And let's see what else. Oh, they're still talking trash about me on a few of the other forums. I guess maybe they're not aware of Google alerts. Somebody mentions TRO or TheRumpledOne, I get an alert. So it's just amazing how people are, but I can't really be too concerned about that. I got better things to do. So I'm trying to remember. I think this should bring you guys up to date. And you see I'm using the test version here, and I've been sending the test version out along with the live version or the released version. I'm trying to remember if I've added anything else. You see here right now there's no parameters. 15 minutes is the best time frame to use. Let's see, did I add anything else? No, I'm not sure. See, I think we've gone over the 1, 2, 3. I believe we've gone over high, close, and close to low. And let's see. Did I do... Let's see, I think we've gone over bar pattern. We've done the breakouts. I had to fix the buy zone. High, open the low. I think we've gone over those. Somebody correct me if I'm if I'm mistaken. Oh, indicator 2. I don't think I've done on that. My world famous indicator 2. Okay, we'll just put it on the current threshold. I don't remember if we need a threshold on indicator 2. And as you're wondering why it didn't show, because I didn't tell it what column to go in. Remember that, it has to go in a column somewhere. So indicator 2 tells you which way to trade, short or long. You can see right here, long. And indicator 2 is basically, it looks at the EMA 5, yes, a squiggly, and if the close is above or below it. I wrote that indicator back in my TradeStation days. It's back in the early 2000s. There are people out there still using indicator 2 to make money. They say when it tells you to go long, you go long. You just sit there and you just wait for it to tell you to go short, and then you go short. It doesn't really. It's not too wishy-washy. It's not going to wiggle you out, especially on these longer time frames. I usually use it on M5 or M1, more of a short-term scalp, but I mean you can put this on the daily chart and just stay in it. There's a TRO underscore IND2 in the TRO build 1000. You can pop that on the chart and you can see the dots, and they're actually aqua and magenta in color, but I didn't want to put the aqua magenta in here for a couple reasons. One, you know that magenta is usually an alert or threshold indication. That's just my color of choice. And the other one is it would just throw you off. I mean, everywhere else, you know, short is red, long is green. So just want to keep some consistency. But of course, you've got the ability to change the colors if you so desire. And as you can see right here, we put in that 2. It failed to make a new high, coming across that close open area, and it's coming down. So, fellow traders, there you have it. And I hope you guys are appreciating this and liking it. And be sure to let other people know about it. And as always, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. TheRumpledOne signing out to drain the banks.